Good morning, welcome back to coldwaters.mod, and I'm setting up a custom scenario today. I'm going to set up something of a bandit unknown. So I've gone for the 1984 set of submarines, or set of contacts. I'm going to go ahead and tick every single available submarine. We're going to face off just one of these, so not going to have 15 of them, although that could be fun. And we're going to take on, so those are all the submarines. Right, so we're going to speed of 5 knots. It's one, so whatever this is, it's just one of them. And we're going to be in probably a skipjack. So let's go ahead and accept this. So let's show the location. So we are here. It is June the 14th, 1980. Make it 1987, I think. No, make it 86. Clear sky, calm day. Yeah, great. So I can be any of these. And I'm going to be use group contains no vessels. What? Ah. I'll teach me not to click accept. Okay. Yeah, so one of these boats is the target, and our mission is to, well, 1, survive, and 2, kill it. Right, accept. There we go. Start. Let's go ahead and jump into a skipjack. Could just choose like a Los Angeles, but nah. Alright, skipjack. So we've got Mark 48s, Mosses. I'm going to accept this, and I'm going to take whatever the default loadout is. USS Snook. SSN 592. Hit it.
Con sonar lost contact. Last bearing 10.
Now I could have put this to close to 10,000 yards, but decided.
Sonar new contact bearing 103. Designated Sierra 1.
Decided I would sort of keep it just the default. So what is this? Now I don't want to use F2 and look at to see if it's surface or submerged. Let's just go through and see what this is. I don't recognize that pattern. It's a papa. Okay.
Con sonar Sierra 1. Come left to 103. Helm I.
I'm going to point my nose towards him, and let's take a look at what we think he may be. Oh, he's fast. He's fast, he's fairly quiet, he can dive deeper than we can. And I think he's quieter than we are. We what, 130 or 135? 135, okay. So we are outclassed in almost every respect.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is cavitating. Come left to 143. Helm I.
Except, he doesn't have numpty at the wheel. Yeah, I know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Alright, let's prep some torpedoes. Now, I know I could spam 6 torpedoes and hope for the best and then turn around and run away, but I want to try and...
Helm, steady course.
I want to try and do this a little bit more surgical, shall we say. So, we reckon he's 8,000 yards. What depth is he? A little shallower than we are. There's a strong duck, so I could quite happily pop up to the surface. That little trick of popping up to the surface will be very useful if he launches a Vudya. I think that's how you say it. One of these missiles, or one of his rocket-powered torpedoes. Yep. And what's the amethyst? Okay. It's a cruise missile against warships. So I'm not worried about that. If I'm on the surface, I could be worried about that. So I suppose if he fires 2 missiles, if he learns what I'm doing and fires 2 missiles, I'm going to get caught by one of them. Well, we'll see. Now I'm going to accelerate time. This bit's kind of boring. Let's sort of plot the interception. He is not traveling towards me. He seems to be traveling southwest. And he's got a good chance of hearing me. Look, he's turning away. I'm going to fire. Life's too short.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
And I'm going to make it active immediately, like so. And I'm going to turn away. I'm actually going to turn...
Come left to 029. Helm I.
We're going to turn so northeast, crank up to
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye.
15 knots and get down to 700 feet. Now we may lose the signal on him.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 15 knots.
But I'm not that concerned. If it looks like we're not going to catch him, I'm going to go ahead and just make my torpedo active now. Looking at this, we are close to losing. Yeah, let's drop my speed down to 10 knots. We're close to losing our audio signal to him.
0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
I'm showing 2 decibels passive. Okay, 5 decibels and 3 towed.
Con
Right.
maneuvering. Making turns for 10 knots.
I'm going to accelerate time, and we'll just see what happens. Maybe he
Dive at 700 feet. Dive high.
Maybe he heard me and decided better of engaging because he's clearly experienced the skipjack before. I don't know. Okay, there he is.
Con sonar. Launch transient
Right.
from Sierra 1. Con sonar. Launch transient from.
I'm getting my speed up to 15 knots, so I keep the wire on the torpedo. Now he has probably fired a torpedo that is close enough to my, well maybe not, it's set 65s, but close enough to my location that it could be an issue for me. But if I keep heading northeast, it's not going to be a concern. So I think just write this out. I think we've caught him with his shorts down by his ankles. And let's make the torpedo active. Active sonar right now. Let's skip to its view. So he doesn't have the anti-weight coating, which means we're should be getting a good return from the torpedo here. Still tracking. This is red on the bottom left display, the map. And he's not confused by the torpedo's not confused by the noisemaker yet. And he's doing 40 knots, but it's not fast enough. Got him. Right, well that is 1 down. 1 out of 1. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and celebrate. Let's crack open this drink here. And let's go ahead and try that again. The next time, let's go with maybe 15,000 yards. Let's go here. Right. There we go. So 1 out of 1. Mission editor, happy with that. Hit start. I want to be in the skipjack again, so do that. Hit accept. Back in the snook, 5902. And what did it say, 15,000? Yeah, let's do 15,000. All right. Hit it.
Sonar, new contact.
What have we got here? Oh, it might be an alpha. No, I don't think it is actually. It's oh, was it in November? My guess it is.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
I'm not too concerned about the November. It's not. It's a noisy
Come
boat.
left to 1.
It is a noisy boat, rather.
Helm aye.
Although he's able to get a good return on me. Let's get my depth up.
Come left to 138. Helm aye.
Let's try something. So I'm going to try going above the layer. Yeah, he's 8 decibels, so he's not got a... If he knew I was there, I would be in trouble. But I don't think he does.
Passing 300 feet.
So I think that we're going to be okay. I'm certainly coming up quickly. Change what I was going to say there.
200 feet.
Alright, let's make it 100 feet. Okay.
Make depth 100 feet. Dive high.
And I'm going to hit
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
ultra quiet, like so. Yeah, so he can't hear me now, and we've gone above the layer. So he's gone to -7 decibels. I'm very happy with that.
Con, helm, steady course.
Right, I'm going to accelerate time, and we'll see what happens in the next few seconds of real-world time. Not so much, but he's coming right at me.
Con, dive at 100 feet. Dive I.
Okay, he's diving. I'm actually going to drop below the layer, I think. Go ahead and do that now.
Passing 200 feet. Passing 300 feet.
He may be going down to 700 feet, but it looks like he's turning away from me again, so if that's the case, he's relatively easy pickings.
700 feet. Dive I.
Put myself down to his depth. I'm going to lead the target a little bit here by sort of steering pretty much, well, I'm going to steer south.
Come right to 180. Helm I.
Oh, he's pinged me.
Con, helm, steady course.
I think he's running, so let's go ahead and get a torpedo out then.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Wow, he made me again. So, yeah, interesting why they're doing that. I guess it makes sense. Doesn't have the best sensor suite in the world, so actively ping me and then turn away. But by turning away and running up to 27 knots already, let's make this torpedo active and let's catch him in a tail chase. So this is pretty much a foregone conclusion. It's really not, but my torpedo will catch him. It might duck and dive a little bit, but I'm going to get him because the Mark 48 is that good. Let's correct the. Let's lead the target. He's actually turning towards me a little bit.
Con sonar, launch transient from
Okay.
Sierra 1. Con
So-
sonar, launch transient from Sierra 1.
So he's firing at me, or firing at the torpedo, and I'm going to go ahead and escape to the northeast. Crank my speed up to
Make
15
turns for
knots.
5 knots. Maneuvering I.
Going to retract the towed array. It's useless at that speed anyway. And now if I need to, I can fire all the...
Maneuvering. Making turns for 5 knots.
I can firewall the throttle and get it up to 30 knots. Now the other reason why we accelerate the boat is it steers a lot better. At 10 or 15 knots especially compared to 5 knots. It takes its time to turn at 5 knots. It's way quicker turning like this.
Con, helm, steady course.
Now we are probably encountering, or we're going to encounter a spread. Okay, so he's turning
Con
again.
sonar, Sierra 1 is cavitating.
We've acquired him. Let's go ahead and make the torpedo sonar active, like so. I will, for argument's sake, gonna switch the torpedo view. Let's see. There he is. We're leading the... We're not quite leading the torpedo, but we were leading the depth it looked like. Well,
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 130.
I'm going to manually steer the torpedo because otherwise we're just kind of like, well,
Con, fire control.
there we
Weapon
go.
acquired.
I'm going to get him. It's just a case of when.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1. Last bearing 130. Contact breaking up.
Right. Well, that took care of that. Now what I'm going to do is, right. I am in. They're potentially threatening me, so I'm going to go ahead and push it to flank speed.
Make turns for 30 knots. Maneuvering I.
I put on a couple of thousand yards. Let's go ahead and do this, I think.
Torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 30 knots.
Yeah, it's not going to get me now. So.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Right, well, on that bombshell, let's go ahead and close this one. So that is 2 for 2. Right, we'll do one more round. We'll make this one the minimum distance. The minimum distance can go one or two ways incredibly quickly. If you get the advantage, you make short work of the enemy. But if you don't, you are made short work of. So let's give it a go. Oh, we're in the skipjack this time. SSN 585, right, accept. And is it 10,000 yards the closest? Yeah, 10,000 yards, okay.
Con,
Let's hit it.
sonar, new contact.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
You were pointing right at him, so I think immediately I have a bit of an
Con,
advantage
sonar,
here.
new contact bearing.
Uh-huh.
9-6, designated Sierra 2.
Well, I think Sierra
Con,
1's...
sonar, new contact bearing. 1-7-4, designated Sierra 3.
It's not a foxtrot. I thought it was, but I don't think it is. Okay, we don't know what Sierra 1 is. Is it a nuclear boat?
Con, sonar, Sierra 3 is cavitating.
Probably Sierra 3, but I don't want to assume. Sierra 3 being the contact, I should say. The mission objective, right? Well, it's none of those. Let's look at Sierra 3 then. Where is Sierra 3? Oh, I see. Okay. Mm-hmm. Sierra 2 then. Well, let's go to Sierra 2. So,
Con, sonar, launch transient
oh,
from
hello. That's bad. That's really bad.
turns 4-3. Con, sonar, we are cavitating.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
For what it's worth, I'm firing at him, but that's actually bad
Con,
news.
sonar, launch transient from.
Passing 200 feet.
Yeah, it's really bad news because I don't know what he is. He's modern,
Passing 300 feet.
but that's it. Wait a second. No,
Passing 400 feet.
I actually don't want to go dive. I want to stay shallow for an airdrop
Con, fire
torpedo
control. We've lost the wire.
because they can't engage me when I'm on the surface.
Con, sonar, lost
So
contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 1-1-8.
Passing 400 feet.
let's get this boat up.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 2-1-3.
Right. If this doesn't work,
Passing 200 feet.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 2-2-7.
okay, let's neutralize the
Con, sonar,
ballast.
regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 1-7-8.
Okay, we're on the surface, and
Sonar, regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 1-1-5.
look at that. Those two torpedoes had somewhere else to go. Oh, that's fabulous. So I'm doing 15 knots. Let's get my speed down to 5 knots. Let's actually slow it down.
Con, sonar, no longer cavitating.
I don't know where the third.
Come left to 106, helm I.
The third torpedo is that engage me, but let's see if we can identify what this thing is.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
That, ladies and gentlemen,
Maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots.
is an Akula class. And that is bad news. I'm trapped on the surface right now. He has got USET 80s, so this thing behind me is a USET 80. I'm going to actually crank it on to...
Sonar, we are cavitating.
well, I think the most we can do on the surface is 15 knots, but we'll check, because I don't really want to destroy my towed array. I'm going to need it. Yeah, it is.
Con,
Okay.
helm, steady course.
Excuse me. So we can still fire, and actually we can still keep a wire on our torpedo, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's fire from the surface. I don't think I've done that for a while, so yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if we can watch it.
Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir.
Didn't anticipate it doing that, but there we go.
Con, sonar, launch transient
so he-
from.
He's firing at me, but his weapon is useless because we can just defeat it easily. Let's watch where he is. Is he running? Yeah, he's running close to the surface, and he's running at high speed.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
Yeah, I figured that we would. I'm gonna head towards this guy.
Helm right to 173, helm I.
It's another air-launched torpedo, it looks like. Not a threat. Can't engage me on the surface. So I will go ahead and accelerate. In fact, no, I won't accelerate time. I'm actually going to just... You know, I don't want to...
Helm, steady course.
I don't want to pause the recording. He may be a wily bugger. I really didn't want to use like 73 torpedoes for this engagement, but I might. See, he can't go west. He's coming right at me. I'm tempted to get another torpedo out and just try and keep the wire on it, but yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's drop it to 3 knots.
Sonar, no longer cavitating.
Let's get another torpedo out.
Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir.
I'm going to try and disguise this torpedo. He's already
Launch transient from.
He detected it, and it looks like he fired maybe an air-launched and maybe a heavy and an underwater torpedo. We don't know right now. Turn west.
Right 265. Helm aye.
The reason why I'm turning west is I really want to keep my towed array getting a reasonable return on him. And right now it's got nothing on him. Please be an air-launched torpedo. Yes, it is. Okay. All right. Let's see how this thing pans out for the next few seconds. I'm going to steer this Mark 48 to try and lead the target so that it arrives where he is when I need it to. So let's see. I'm going to watch this bit here. So you see there, he's turning back towards me, so I'm going to turn my torpedo back towards him, like so. So he should change his course again. Yeah. Clever boy, the Ecola, or the captain here. Right, well, yeah. It's just a case of letting it do its thing, I think. He's doing, 11 knots? Okay. Alright. I think maybe... slowed down, maybe he's going to pick up again.
Con, helm, steady course.
So I'm going to angle the Mark 48 this direction. Maybe we don't know his depth for sure. Oh, he's gone deep. Wow. Okay. Yeah, he's what's his test depth? Deep. But I can still reach him though. Let's make this torpedo live.
Weapon acquired.
Right. It immediately acquired him, and now it's going to drop down to his depth. So you can't escape me that way, Ivan. Nice try. Okay, he's reducing his depth a little bit now. The Smart 48 is getting down to him. The coolers can sometimes take more than one hit. They're a massive boat. Does it actually show the size? Yeah, 12,000 tons. Let's just flick to him. Yeah, it's a big boat. They're big vessels because they're steel rather than titanium. So there's it looks a bit like an Alpha, but it's a steel-built hull as opposed to titanium, which is obviously... well, it's just heavier and not as strong, so they've got to build more of it, which makes it bigger, which gives it more space and makes it more robust. So he has got a lot of firepower on board.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 177.
And he does right to fear this Mark 48, because it will take him down. And it's still locked on him, so he hasn't managed to shake it off yet. That's good. In fact, I think we're about to see him get one up the... Right, and that took care of... It didn't take care of him, no. Okay, well... He just blew his ballast. His engine's still running. His reactor's still good. Is he? Well, I think he might be flooding somehow. Yeah, he's got to get up to the surface pronto. I don't have any surface engagement missiles, otherwise I would tackle him with a harpoon. But right, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to watch this. Am I safe to drop?
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as merchant.
Yeah, I'm not safe to drop off the surface yet because
left 2, 178, helm I.
1,000 yards to my south is this circling, passively homing torpedoes. So yeah, I think we've defeated him, although he's still dangerous. He's at 500 feet now. Let's watch him come up. This is a beautiful looking boat, so I'm going to give him a chance, or the chance, to get his crew off, and then we're going to give him another Mark 48, and the hope is that that will take care of him, and we've won this challenge. So this will be 3 for 3. So I'm going to make, yeah, I can now drop down depth.
Depth 4, 5 feet, dive by.
So I'm going to go ahead and make things a little more
Torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
spicy the next
Tube 2. Aye,
the
sir.
next scenario, but right now I think we've done okay. So yeah, let's watch him bobbing along. His captain should know that he has what is that in front of him?
Con, dive at 4, 5 feet, dive by.
It must be his force field. The captain should know that we've
Upscope.
got
Raise the radar mast.
a torpedo out towards him, so he's, I guess, taking evasive action, and it's not going to do him any good. And getting his crew on board dinghies and
Con sonar, Master 3 is classified as merchant.
lifeboats and so on and so forth. So yeah, big boat on the side. There's about to be a second big hole in the side.
Con, helm, steady course.
Right, well, let's go ahead and switch to me. Got my surface sensors up. And yeah, we're going to watch the final few moments of this Akula, and then we'll try something different.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay, got him acquired. I don't think he can get away.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 167.
But he did the thing where he lowers himself back into the water, and that makes him more dangerous in some ways. He's a lot faster. He's already doing 33 knots, but there's a chance he won't be able to surface that again. And so maybe just the captain and a couple of volunteers stayed on board. Perhaps they're going to try and get my torpedo to turn around and attack me, and they've got a chance of doing that. Especially with me just hanging out here at 5 knots to the north, just casually
Con
minding,
sonar, noisemaker bearing 158.
casually minding my
Con,
own
fire
business.
control, weapon acquired.
Yeah, the Mark 48's not fooled by this Akula. I guess he's making a lot of noise because there's a big hole in the side. Yeah. Okay. I've got a pretty good chance of finishing this off very quickly. He's going to drop another noisemaker any second, I reckon.
Con sonar,
we go.
noisemaker bearing 149.
And I'm going to turn the torpedo towards him, like so. And a bit hard from this angle, but let's see if we can
Con sonar lost contact. Master 2, last bearing 147. Contact breaking up.
Right, that is 3 for 3. We're not going to watch him go to his demise. So let's mix things up a little bit. Let's go back here. Mission editor. We're happy where we are. But units, yeah, I don't think I want to do 1 unit anymore. I'm going to go ahead and be up to 10. So it's any submarine and any number 1 to 10, and that's all we know. I mean, how hard can it be, right? Yeah. I wonder if I want to just switch to a permit for extra challenge, because they are a bit more of a challenge. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. The reason why the perm's more of a challenge is it's not as maneuverable. It's quite a bit bigger. I'm going to stick with the default weapon load, but I think we have harpoons. Yes, we do. So we have 12 Mark 48s, 3 Mosses, and 8 harpoons. The harpoons, well, they would have been useful in the last scenario, but I don't think that doesn't happen that often. All right, let's hit it. 10,000 yards.
Con, sonar, new contact.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
What I want to do, to be fair, is get my depth down.
Con, sonar, new contact.
Make depth 6, 5, 6 feet. Dive high.
I think that answers that. That's the way we can do.
Sonar, new contact bearing 276. Designated Sierra 3.
Whether we can detect any bad guys or
Con,
not.
sonar, new contact bearing 271. Designated Sierra 4. Con, sonar, new contact bearing 268. Designated Sierra 5.
This is not really.
Con, sonar, new contact bearing.
Come right to 000. Helm I.
Con, sonar, new contact bearing 255. Designated Sierra 7.
Okay, I was hoping I would not be.
Sonar, new contact bearing 290. Designated Sierra 8. Con, sonar, new contact bearing 271. Designated Sierra 9.
I was hoping there would not be so many contacts. But
Con, sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as submerged submarine.
here we are. So I'm in a permit that's not really my favorite vessel. Just because I enjoy every boat, but I'm a little out of practice with this one. So if you want to watch me get my backside handed to me, this is potentially how we do it. What
Con,
is
sonar,
this?
new contact bearing 256. Designated Sierra 10.
This may be a Delta 4. Sierra 4 may be a Delta 4. Well, I'm going to call it that. No, I don't know if it is, though, actually. No, let's not call it that, because if you get it wrong, it messes up your sensor readings. I don't really know what many of these are.
Con, helm, steady course.
I can't easily identify them, is perhaps a more accurate way of phrasing it. That's nearly a Golf. It might be a Romeo, then. Yeah.
Con, sonar, Sierra 5 is classified as submerged submarine.
See, we're not getting a perfect reception on all of these. I'm just going to have to assume some of these are what I think they might be. It's a best guess.
Con, sonar, Sierra 6 is classified as submerged submarine.
There are some dangerous vessels here, and they're all above the layer. Oh, well, no, that's not true. I think a number of them are above the layer. Sierra 9's making lots of noise. I don't know why that is. Sierra 7 is
600 feet.
pinging me. That's probably an older boat.
Passing 500 feet.
The Kilo. It's not an older boat.
Con, sonar, Sierra 7 is classified as submerged submarine.
And he is not shallow. Okay, I think it's time to start getting
400 feet.
a little aggressive with my torpedoes. I've got enough of them to deal some damage, but
Con, sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
I was rather hoping we would not be engaging quite so many. But I'll make do with what I've got. Which right now is limited information on what I'm dealing with here.
Con, sonar, launch transient from Sierra 7.
I was right. I think that Sierra 4 is a Delta, which is a pain because it takes...
Con, sonar, launch
Oh,
transient from
hello.
Sierra 4. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra.
Yeah, we may have
Con
upset
sonar,
them.
Sierra 4 is cavitating. Con sonar, launch transient
I don't like this.
Fire control, we've lost the wire.
Right, well, we need to make like a tree and get out of here.
Con sonar, launch transient from.
I'm actually not going to do my depth thing like aggressively. I
Con
think
sonar, lost contact. Sierra 5, last bearing 2, 6, 3, contact faded.
what I made.
Con sonar, lost contact.
Dang it.
Sierra
Lost the
1,
wire.
last bearing 2, 6, 0, contact faded. Con sonar, regained contact on. Sierra 5, bearing 2, 6, 2.
What I may want
Con
to.
sonar, lost contact. Sierra 9, last bearing. Con sonar, torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 2, 5, 8.
What I'm going to do is head to the surface
Con
because
sonar, torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing
Well,
2, 2, 1.
that's why.
Con sonar, launch transient from.
because I'm being chased by a whole heap of torpedoes.
Con sonar, launch transient from. Con sonar, launch transient from. Sierra 6.
Okay, that's got me safe from those.
Torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Is this cheating? I don't know if I would say it's cheating, but it's seemingly bending the rules a little.
Con sonar, regained contact on. Sierra 9, bearing 2, 6, 4.
Look at all those torpedoes. Yeah, I don't need.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 5, last bearing 2. Con sonar, launch transient from.
Wow, that's a lot of torpedoes.
Con fire control, we've lost the wire.
Figured we'd be losing wires. Yep, that's okay. So I think I can navigate through these torpedoes, but I really want to be heading south because look, all of these are heading north.
Come left to
The-
180. Helm I.
The downside of heading south, of course, is well, I'm taking myself away from the bad guys. But yeah, there's a lot of bad guys out there. This Kilo having fired like 3 in the space of a few seconds, and there's another 4 here, and at least what is it? 5, another 5 there.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Can we identify Sierra 8 at least? Let me see. Oh, it's nearly a Charlie 2. So
Con sonar, Sierra 8 is classified as submerged
it's
submarine.
Charlie 1. Yeah, I figured, you know, sometimes if it's close to 1 and it's like a Victor 2, it's usually a Victor 1 or a Victor 3. Okay. Well, we're pretty much driving south now, which is good.
Con helm. Steady course.
We're running a gauntlet. Yeah, these are concerning me. Those are S-80s.
Come left to 156. Helm I.
I know I can't. Oh, I know what I could do actually.
Con sonar, regained contact on. Sierra 5, bearing 2, 5, 9.
Let's go ahead and fire a Moss. So this might drag a few of these
Con helm. Steady course.
air launch torpedoes along, and it might cause the Kilo to kill the wire and make those 3
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
torpedoes active. If I
Con sonar, Sierra 1, 0 is classified as submerged submarine.
drop my depth to help me
Con
get it.
sonar, regained contact on. Sierra 2, bearing 2, 7, 2.
To help me get a bit of speed to evade these approaching torpedoes, I'm going to attract these air launch torpedoes so that the Moss may help. What I'm trying to do right now is notch these.
Come left to
These 3.
151. Helm I.
Let's see if we can watch them. Yeah, they're right. They're close to the surface, and that's me, and that's bad.
Con helm. Steady course.
That's very bad. That's my Moss, though.
Con
Okay.
sonar, torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water.
Okay.
Bearing 2, 6, 7. Con sonar, torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 2, 8, 0.
Yep. Unfortunately,
Con
I.
sonar, torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 2, 8, 0.
It's another Moss on the way. That was a dangerous shot right there.
8 knots.
Passing 100 feet.
We were over 20 knots, and that's when the torpedo tube went down. But this
Passing
might
200 feet.
help me.
Passing.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing 294.
Passing 500 feet.
Con, sonar, no longer cavitating.
Passing 600 feet.
I mean, not yet.
Passing 700 feet. Con, knuckle formed. Passing 800 feet. Con, knuckle formed. Passing 900 feet.
Con, sonar, regained contact on Sierra 8, bearing 306.
So what I'm doing now is
Con, sonar,
Con, knuckle formed.
dropping my depth with just the ballast and knuckling, because when they're knuckled, they don't tend to lose their... They don't tend to change their depth.
Con, knuckle formed.
Now, that said, this torpedo
Passing 1,000 feet.
that is on my rear quarter, it is most definitely following me. So I'm going to go ahead and try something else.
Con,
Yeah,
knuckle
I am getting stuck here between a lot of different torpedoes. So I gotta... Right, he's turning away. Okay, go, go, go. Turn back.
Con, knuckle formed.
Another knuckle. There's more of them.
sonar, regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 263.
There's more of them coming down to engage me.
Con, sonar, noisemaker, bearing 312.
Con, knuckle formed.
Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 263. Contact faded.
Got a bad feeling about this. This is the part of the permit
Con,
that
sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 357.
I struggle with the most, and that is the art of evading the dang torpedoes when they're right up you. Okay,
Passing 1,200 feet.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Con, sonar, Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 356. Con, sonar, noisemaker, bearing 269.
okay, we got one behind me.
Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra 8, last bearing 313. Contact.
Con, knuckle formed.
I need to get a bit further south and away from some of these extra torpedoes to my north, because they are going to turn around and attack me. Yeah, like this one already has, I think. This one to my
Con,
north.
sonar, noisemaker, bearing 27.
Con, knuckle formed.
This one to my northwest has already acquired me, and that's really not good
Con,
news.
sonar, lost contact. Sierra 6, last bearing 307. Contact faded.
Right, let's try something. This may not work, but I'm going to try and drop my
Con,
speed,
knuckle formed.
drop my depth,
Con,
get...
sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3.
By drop, I mean reduce my depth.
Back emergency. Maneuvering eye.
Con, sonar, noisemaker, bearing.
Passing 1,100 feet. Passing 1,100.
Okay, come on.
Make
Down.
4, 2,
Go.
knots.
It may not have worked. Come on.
Come left to 152. Helm eye.
Okay, come on. Moment of truth. Oh, it hasn't.
1,200 feet.
It hasn't worked, because look, this torpedo's circling around. It's going to get me.
Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 2.
Passing 1,300 feet.
Okay, well, it was nice knowing everyone,
Helm.
Passing 1,300 feet.
but I cannot get up quickly enough, I don't think. This...
Passing 1,200 feet.
I really don't think I can escape these.
Passing 1,100 feet.
We will go up like a fart in a bath,
Passing 1,000 feet.
but I don't think it's going to be good
Con,
enough.
knuckle formed.
Con, sonar,
Passing 900 feet.
Time for a swig of drink, I think.
800 feet. Passing 700 feet. Passing 600 feet.
No, no way.
Sonar regained contact on.
Passing 500 feet.
No way.
Con sonar, we are cavitating. Con sonar regained contact. Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Back emergency. Maneuvering eye. Make turns for. Not.
Con
Wow.
sonar, launch transient from Sierra 1, 0. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 5, bearing 2, 6, 7. Con sonar regained contact on. Con sonar, launch transient from. Con sonar regained. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3.
Did not expect to,
Con
if
sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 2, 7, 3.
did not expect to evade,
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 2, 9, 9.
those two torpedoes. So, okay. And there's a whole bunch of enemy torpedoes going for those 3 Mosses. Now, I am now out of Mosses, so I got nothing left in that regard. But maybe, just maybe, I can reposition,
Come right to 187. Helm eye.
which I'm doing right now, and, yeah, and have another go. What's my weapon state like? Okay, 5 Mark 48s left, and I think we've got more than 5 targets. Yeah, we do. But I can give him a bloody nose, and I've taken out 2, so... Okay,
On. Torpedo room. Tube 4 ready.
I regret not swapping those harpoons out for more Mark 48s, but they were the terms. They were that was the deal that I went for. That was the mission. Those were the mission parameters. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn
Helm right
southwest.
to 2. Make turns for 15 knots.
We're going to get up to
Maneuvering eye.
15 knots because we're going to reposition, and I may have them kind of on the
Con
run.
sonar lost contact. Sierra.
Con, dive at 600 feet. Dive high.
Which is beautifully ironic because there's one of me and lots of them. But as they said in the reboot Star Trek,
Con, helm. Steady course.
something along the lines of, we'll go back and get some more buddies and we'll try again. So yeah, okay. Let's accelerate time and let's see what happens, because I've gone from oh no to, I've actually got a chance of surviving
Con
this.
sonar, noisemaker bearing 2, 7, 7.
Let's run torpedo 1 to chase this down this Victor 2. And this one, I really want to get torpedo 2 past the Moss. So we'll do that. Because the Moss is just going to distract it. It's just going to end up following the Moss. And so we'll see if we're able to manage that. Right. Let's accelerate time. That November has got...
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 2, 7, 7.
Has got
Contact
it.
breaking up.
coming, and let's try this. They might be a little close to the Moss, but we will try it. Okay.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
So I made the torpedo active, and it's located the November, I think? Yeah.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2.
That's where the
Con
November
sonar,
is.
launch
Okay.
transient from Sierra 2.
So those torpedoes he's firing are probably
Con
not a
sonar,
threat.
Noisemaker bearing 2, 8, 6.
But now I do not wish torpedo 2 to turn too far south, because it will pick up that
Con, fire
Moss.
control, weapon
There we go.
acquired.
Okay. Let's got it back on the November. The torpedo 1 has got 26 minutes left to go, and it's still hunting down Sierra 10, so I'm going to extend that time a little bit. Let's see if we can watch number 2. So, what are they? Okay, those are the torpedoes that he fired, and they're nowhere near me, so not an issue there, I don't think. Although, we'll
Come right to.
turn west.
70.
Sorry, I'm
Helm
flicking around the camera quite a bit.
Con
Right.
sonar, noisemaker bearing
November,
2,
you have
9,
maybe
3.
escaped, but we're going to
Con
manually
sonar
steer it.
lost
There we go.
contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 2, 9, 4. Contact breaking up.
Okay. Well, so far, I would say so far so good, but that feels a little bit
Con,
like
helm, steady course.
maybe you've been lucky so far. Now, what do we think Sierra 9 is? I'm going to drop my speed to 10 knots.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering eye.
See if we can clean up this sonar return a little bit.
Maneuvering. Making turns for 10 knots.
We have a little bit. What do we think it is? It's not an Akula. Don't actually know for sure what that is. But if it's a diesel electric... Oh, hello. These torpedoes are a threat.
Come left to 1.
In the center of the
Make
screen,
turns
yeah,
for
they
1,
are a threat.
5 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Okay, so that's got you...
Con,
that's got
maneuvering.
myself...
Making turns for 1, 5 knots.
It's got me notching them. Let's see how deep these are. Pretty deep. Okay. Let's head up a little. Let's
2, 8 feet, dive high.
reduce my depth a little. I think I'll do that manually. And I'll turn a little bit more
Come right
towards
to
it.
203. Helm eye.
Now, I could most definitely plonk myself up to 28 knots. I'm going to need to do that, I think. I really want to get... I really
Con,
want to...
helm, steady course.
I really
500 feet.
I really want to kill this this Victor 2. Sierra 1 is a... Torpedo 1 even is still 3,000 yards away, and it might detect him if I put it active, put it into homing mode, but I don't want to do that right now. Quick check on myself. Okay. I'm actually going to pitch up a little bit, I think. Let's turn slightly towards
Passing
it.
400 feet.
We don't want to maneuver too harsh when we have a wire on a torpedo. The Tigerfish is worse for this. There's a chance that the wire will break anyway. The faster you go, the more aggressively you maneuver, the more likelihood of this happening is. But it could happen anyway.
Passing 300 feet.
Okay, that's actually far. That's where I want to be depth-wise. I don't really need to worry too much about the depth here. So I think I've got 200 feet or less, and I'll start to cavitate. And
Sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 285.
it does look like we've dodged that particular bullet. So let's go ahead and turn west and
70. Helm eye.
get my towed area out, get down to 5 knots. In fact, let's just ultra quiet.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Okay, so
Passing 300 feet.
let me see. This torpedo in tube 1 is still tracking now, still following Victor 2's well, we can still detect him, I should say. 21 minutes left to run on that torpedo, so I'm not worried that we can't reach him. What does concern me is these guys, and they've just ran for it. They've run for the hills. I don't know what that is though. It's almost a foxtrot, but it's not. It's almost a tango, but well, it's not almost
Con,
tango.
helm, steady course.
Almost a golf, but it's not a golf. It's got a diesel electric like signature, but it's not a diesel electric. It might just be a ship, a surface ship. I think it is. So I'm just... I'm not going to cheat. I said I wouldn't cheat. Cheat here being pushing F2, is it a surface contact or not? So let's just look for the surface ships. I don't think it's a warship. What do we think this is? Probably a trawler. Yeah.
On sonar, Sierra 9 is classified as merchant.
Okay. Now this Yankee is being interesting. He's moved a lot. Where is he? It says he's deep. That might be an accurate location for him. I feel like firing a sneaky one out. No, I think I actually want to get closer to him. He's doing 24,000... No, he's doing 24 knots at 12,000 yards. Estimate right now. What is... I think he's an older boat. Let's see. Yeah, it's an older boat. Okay. Gonna let this this torpedo one just go a little bit further. Before we're still, it's 2,000 yards away from this Victor 2, so I don't really want to. I know it can catch it in a stern chase. I just would rather not. Oh, he's turned. See, that's the reason why. Because now the Victor 2 is thinking, oh, there's nothing following me. Well, surprise, sunshine. This torpedo is clinging onto your tail. So. And we lost. We may have to make this thing go active then, because we've just he's slowed right down. There's the Yankee. We know where that is for sure. Okay, let's take a look at him. Up to 25, 26 knots. I guess he feels threatened by something. But I mean, it wouldn't be little old me, right? Right, torpedo 1's going to go active.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 296.
Active, the wrong word. It's going to now start hunt mode. And then this Yankee, he is... I don't know what he's doing. So the Delta 4 has gone for the off, the Oscar has gone for the off too, and I don't think I'll be able to catch these, but I should probably try. Well, no, I'm not able to catch them.
Come right to 3, 2, 4. Helm aye.
That Yankee, however, is deserving of a Mark 48, and he's probably going to counterfire, and there's not much I can do about that.
Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir.
But I'll get a torpedo out, and I'm going to accelerate time. And we'll see what happens.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 299.
Gonna let torpedo 1 figure itself out
Steady course.
and kill it. Although we will just check how long it's got left on fuel. 7 minutes, it should be fine.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 6, last bearing 326. Contact faded.
Okay, I'm actually gonna help torpedo 1. I'm gonna steer it the other way. I don't think we'll catch him, but let's just steer it 180 and let it attack from a different angle.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 6, bearing 326.
And it went a bit stupid on me, so
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
there we go.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 6, last bearing 326. Contact faded. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 6, bearing 326.
Right, let's help this torpedo
Con
out.
sonar lost contact. Sierra 6, last bearing 326. Contact faded.
Come on, surely you can hit it. Surely.
Con, fire
Con sonar
There we
lost
go.
contact.
Thank you.
Sierra 10, last bearing 302. Contact breaking up.
So the Yankee may have got whiff of this torpedo.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 320. Contact faded.
So I'm going to run the torpedo a little bit more towards him, and I really would like to hunt down these last 2 contacts, but I've got to leave some survivors. I think right now this looks like it was a victory, and with that in mind, we'll tackle the Yankee, and unless those other 2 torpedoes actually get any closer to me, we're going to let them go.
Come left to 570. Helm aye.
We're going to get one boomer, and I'd love to take on the Delta 4, but I don't think
Helm. Steady course.
it would be a very long chase. Could be a very long chase, right? Let's make this one active. Go. The Yankee is running deep. We're about to... hopefully we're about to connect with it.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Con sonar,
Here we
noisemaker
go.
bearing 257. Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 254.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing
Ooh, you're one lucky
251.
submarine. Where'd you go?
Fire control, weapon acquired.
There you go.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 251.
It looks like he took one and he's still floating.
Shoot 2-3.
Let's go ahead and launch one. So. Right, let's accelerate time there. He's still running away.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
But he's at the surface. Oh, he's at the surface. I should harpoon him. I mean, right? That's what they're there for.
Make depth 4-5 feet. Dive high.
Right, we'll go ahead and do that.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
I'm not at the surface. Oh, not at the telescope depth yet. But,
Raise the radar mast.
right, let's give you one of these.
4. Aye, sir.
Okay. Here's my harpoon. There's the enemy. Yeah, he's
Dive at 4-5 feet. Dive high.
he's in a bad way. So. Oh, we didn't engage him. Must be whining. I guess he's really low to the water, so that might be why. Okay, well, we'll try that again. I do have a torpedo hunting him down, so I can still get him. It'd just be nice to get him with one of these.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Right, let's do the pop-up attack then. Let's try that again, shall we?
Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir.
The difference is that the pop-up... Oh, is he... He dropped down to the... Okay, that's what happened. That's why. He is at 1,000 feet. Okay. Well... He's sinking. I think he's a goner. He's below his test depth. He's about to
Con
implode.
sonar lost contact. Master 1. Last bearing 248. Contact breaking up.
Right, well I think that is very much a victory. So I'm going to drop this torpedo to the bottom of the ocean.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
So, and I count that as a victory, right? So let's go ahead and see how well we did. Although I think I have a pretty good idea. I think 2 got away. So, yes, an Oscar and a Delta 4. That'll be the most expensive targets to get, but never mind. We got 7. Wow. Well, there you go. I did not expect that, but we came, we saw, we kicked their ass, and we survived. So that is, well, that's 10 kills for 4 missions. Okay, not bad. I'll take it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Hope that you enjoyed this. And if you got something from this, go ahead and let me know, and I'll maybe see you in the next one. Thanks so much, everyone. Goodbye.